We are live. Look at this crew we got here. This is
Yay.
this is the dynamic duo. This is when I think of wellness and I think of peace. Who do I think of? I think of Joseph S. Fusaro and Diana Cusumano.
Good.
So long story short, we actually did a yoga class back in September that Diana led, and Joe helped set up with the space over at KOI, legendary spot. I haven't been there since the quarantine, but I mean, this is just a great opportunity for us to just, I think, really be ourselves and really kind of talk about how kind of, I think everyone during this quarantine is in like a weird spot, right? People don't always really know how to deal with what's going on, right? And there's obviously different methods of wellness for everyone, right? So some people are DJing, some people are eating ice cream, some people are doing push-ups, some people are reading, some people are doing yoga. And I think that's the best part about it, is the fact that everyone has a say in this and everyone has an opportunity to really kind of be themselves to help other people. I think that's the most important thing, because, sometimes you hear a lot of clinical stuff, and I think what's cool about this is just real life people being themselves. And, when we thought about doing this initial idea, you guys were two of the first people I thought of, because quite frankly, you guys just have a very calming way about yourself. And when I did that yoga class, that was the first yoga class I ever did. And although I struggled through it, I still enjoyed it. I think that's the most important thing. So what I feel like we could do is we'll keep this open. I think the format we're going to do is we're going to have Joe do some reading first. We're going to have the yoga second. My roommate Hot Cutlets is going to join us for the yoga as well. He's over there getting it all set up in the corner of our apartment. So, and Hot Cutlets' his real name is Sean Paul, just so people know.
It's not Hot Cutlets.
Not.
I like Hot Cutlets.
I know, me too. We're sticking with Hot Cutlets. We're keeping that going. But I guess before we start, I'd love to just kind of see how you guys are both doing, how everything's been going on your end, because I know it's been a bit of an adjustment for everyone, but I'd love to just, see how everyone's doing right now.
Yeah. Diana, why don't you go?
Okay. I was going to say, you can go, Joe.
No, you.
No, I'll start. Sure. It's been definitely an adjustment. I think that even the most positive of us out there still will have some bad days, feeling a little overwhelmed and anxious, which I think is only normal right now, because this is a time of uncertainty and a time of something that we've all never experienced before, right? So I've really been practicing being kind to myself and compassionate to myself about how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling good, I'm feeling good, right? But if I'm feeling kind of blah or down that day, I'm letting myself kind of comfort myself and allow those feelings, while also keeping the bigger picture in mind, that this too will end and we'll get through this, and there's a lot of support out there. And I've been trying to be supportive for other people I know that need some support and help, but also, again, for myself. So, and I have to say, like, getting outside and getting fresh air has been so helpful. And walking the dog a few times today has, every day has been helpful. Practicing my breathing and meditation and my yoga, but other even exercises at home has been really helpful. And having a sense of a routine has been really helpful, and reaching out to people when I need to talk. I think those are the big takeaways so far. So I'll let Joe go. Maybe I'll jump back in.
So it hasn't been bad for me. I was actually telling Diana last week that I feel like everything in my life has led me to be able to handle something like this, because I isolated by myself for 5 years in my 20s. So this, it hasn't been that bad for me. It's, luckily I work remotely, probably about 60% of my work. So as far as I'm lucky because my schedule hasn't really changed, but I could totally see how, if you're somebody that, needs to get up and you're used to going somewhere every day, whether it's school or work or, doing your workouts at the gym or something like that, I could see how this whole thing is really throwing a wrench into your schedule. But for the most part, I'm still writing, I'm still editing, podcasts every day, which is my job. And, like Diana said, I'm trying to get outside. I mean, the days when it rains all day, like those have been the toughest days for me. But the other days have been the same. It's tough for me to like go into town though and see like nobody there, and go to the grocery stores and stuff and see people like, I mean, we're in New York, no one really says hi that often anyway. So, but now like people are really avoiding each other, and I'm worried more about like the long-term mental health and social aspect of this, I think, rather than currently being concerned with like the medical and physical stuff that's going on right now. While I still like, my heart goes out to everybody that's sick or everybody that has to, that's on the front lines of this right now. I think that, we need to be aware of like the long-term effects from this. I mean, Diana works with colleges, you work at the high school and college level, John, like, kids miss their senior year. Kids aren't going to the prom, kids aren't playing their senior year of sports, which could help them, get a scholarship next year or something. Like there's colleges where, it's my cousin's freshman year, and like, halfway through, they're just like, everyone go home. And I think that we just have to remain like compassionate. And luckily I'm in a place where I hang out with people that think about this stuff. Like I hang out with you two. I've surrounded myself with that, but I think the three of us are going to, and everyone that we've met along the way, like we are going to have to be like ultra accepting of all these new people that are going to need that same support that we've had over the years. So that's kind of my thoughts. So not really what I'm going through, but my thoughts on everything right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's really powerful too, because like you said, it's trying to show that kind of compassionate side to everyone else that might be fighting through this. And we're lucky, like it's a great point, we're lucky that we do surround ourselves with good people, and just trying to spread that kind of like happiness and that ability for them to, hey, you could still be yourself in these crazy times, right? You could still laugh a little bit, you could still smile a little bit. And it's hard because I was talking about this morning too. With people like us, we're very empathetic, so we see like the world around us, and that hurts inside, and it's sometimes hard to try to separate the two, right? Because we want to get out there and bring people along for the ride with us to try to be well and to be happy. But man, it's hard. And like you were saying, Joe, with those rainy days, those are the toughest for me, because me, I'm such a go person. And sometimes it helps me a lot. Like it allows me to go into these schools and just like talk to a million kids at once and be super happy and fulfilled. But then when that stops, it allows me to be like, oh, what do I do now? How do I fill myself with these thoughts right now? And that's what I think yoga and mindfulness also help with. And I'm not at that point yet. Yesterday I did a little mindfulness activity, and it really helped me kind of slow down and relax. And a lot of students, I think, need to know that you don't have to be doing a million things at once to be successful. You could be doing nothing for a week straight, and that might be the most productive thing to do, because you're sitting with your thoughts. And man, that's a powerful thing when you can sit through those thoughts.
Well, I think if anything, it's our only choice right now, right? So don't guilt yourself or shame yourself for stopping right now, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. So,
right.
Try not to be your own worst enemy throughout all this, and all that pre-programming that you have to do more and do better and be faster and be stronger and, provide, more assistance and do more work. Like you don't have to right now. Like you just have to stop right now. And it's really totally out of our hands, like everything that happens from here on.
And that allows us to give us a little sense of peace and the calmness of saying, hey, we're slowing down. This is what the world is in front of us. And it's going to help us. I think it's going to help a lot of people grow in a sense when this is all said and done. And, it's about getting through those moments of anxiety, the uncertainty, will I have a job in a month? Will I have, food in a month? Will I be healthy, And I think that's why it's always great talking to you guys, because that perspective is very important. And also that calming feeling that you guys provide. Like when I'm on this call, I'm already sitting there like, I already feel nice. So on that note, let's transition to these amazing activities. So So Joe, I'll let you take it away. I know you're going to be doing some reading for us.
Yeah. So John asked me to read some poetry. That's I'd say it's my full-time job, but then I have another full-time job to support the fact that I just want to write all the time. So so I picked out some stuff. I was originally going to read from my newest book, and then I just wanted to get some things that I really felt would help me and hopefully you guys through this time. So the first one that I picked out is called Mother Nature, Father Time, and it's from my first book called A Little More Time, which basically I did this event called This Is My Brave event back in 2015 or so. And before that, I had like 20 years of poetry from when I was 14, 15 years old, and never really talked about it with anybody. I don't even know if anyone really knew that I wrote, because it was just something that I was scared to death to share. And then I went there and all these people were like, no, you need to be sharing your poetry. So I ended up writing a book, and that's how it all started. But this one's Mother Nature, Father Time. It's: we watch the clock, we pray for time. We look for love, we pick a side. We walk through the maze, we cut the line. We work for nothing, we never lie. The streets are empty, turn off the light. We think about sleep, we don't feel all right. We listen to music, we don't mind. We feed our children, we stay up all night. We climb a tree to look up at the sky. All of my fears, no compromise. Slip into my dreams and wash my poor mind. I pray for you, Mother Nature, Father Time. We stare at what's different, we feel better inside. We chop down the trees, we keep saying like. We fly into the sun, we begin to go blind. We watch life in a box, we go for a drive. This is my life, so sick but so kind. We beg on the streets, we put wheels on a bike. We look into the camera, we always cross eyes. We scratch our new records, we say we don't mind. We blast mountains for gravel, we laugh while some cry. Something inside me just needs to die. Will you continue to love me? Please give me a sign. I pray for you, Mother Nature, Father Time. So that's one. So
that's beautiful, and that's deep.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Trying to get the shakes out. I haven't read in front of people in a long time.
Shake it out, Joe. Shake it out.
Yeah, you sound amazing, man. We got hot cutlets over here. Like zone I've never seen him in before.
Is he dancing?
You got him all contemplative in a good way. Yeah.
I thought you guys would be dancing. There he is.
He's got his plants over here. He's got him over here. We're learning from the best. We're learning from you.
So that was Mother Nature, Father Time, and that I wrote that in 2014, and that was a time where I was really trying to change my writing from. So there's 10 years in my 20s where all I wrote about was like how terrible my life was. And I found that while it's good to get the bad out, like at some point you have to try and turn it around, because you could keep talking about how bad life is and how terrible things are going to be, but you actually start like physically going in that direction if that's all you talk about. So you need to find the balance, or I needed to find the balance between like getting out what was bothering me, but then being able to see at the end of that like I was the only one that was able to turn that around. So this is another one called maybe that, you know what? I don't even have the title here. It's something about ghosts and angels. So, don't know which book this is on, but I'll give John the links to all that stuff. And if you guys find me on Instagram, you could read most of my stuff there. So this one is: maybe that ghost is really just an angel trying to tell me that this thing that I keep fearing is going to be okay. The worst is over. Everything is going to be okay. I will not allow my past to control me. Tomorrow is just a continuation of this moment. I will not let it own me. This is my body, my life, my music, my verse. I am an equal part of this universe. This space from the earth, up my roots, into my heart, through my mind, eternally connected, up far, far into the sky. Nature knows not of time. Source does not allow lies. Balance, will, grace, drive. These things keep me going. I've finally found reasons each day that I need to be alive. These are our words, but this is my story. This is how I lead. This is how I serve. I own this. Maybe that ghost is really just an angel trying to tell me that this thing that I keep fearing is going to be okay. Even though this is all that I have today, it is enough for me to know that everything is going to be okay.
That one's amazing too.
So that's another one about like turning your fear into, you know, your drive. Because I'm sure Diana, like we could get into a long discussion about, you know, anxiety versus excitement. And I think that when you get that like feeling, that emotion of like, whether it's anxiety or excitement, and it starts to become overwhelming, you can look at it as anxiety. And if you keep looking at it as anxiety, it's probably going to crush you, because if you just call it anxiety, but maybe it's something else. And maybe you're like calling in that energy to put it towards something positive. And I don't know. And like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, so I don't, you know, have those answers, but I kind of base everything on a feeling. And I don't think that we're here to be scared. I don't think that we're alive to be scared. I think that we're alive to do things that we're passionate about, and to love each other and to help each other, and, you know, to provide, you know, a positive message to help those that can't see that. So yeah, so if you could turn your ghost into an angel, and then maybe realize that like you're getting that extra burst of energy to do something positive and not to just be scared. You know, that's what that one's about.
I even love like at the very end too,
Beautiful.
how like calming it is, right? And how you hear, and just how you hear, you know, this is what you have today, right? This is what you have today. This is how you can kind of just like slow yourself down and not let the fear overwhelm you, right? Because man, that's something I struggle with so much. And to be able to, you know, really to be able to kind of get into that zone, like you said, turning the fear into something good. We're not meant to be afraid. We're meant to be here and be there for each other and to enjoy what's in front of us. And I think that's a friendly reminder to almost simplify things at times, right?
Yeah, that's been a main theme of my writing, is to try and simplify things. I know that a lot of poets extrapolate on things and find one thing and try and compare it to a bunch of other things, you know, like, you know, comparing emotions to, you know, whether it be water or lake or velvet, you know what I mean? Like and I'm like, I'm trying to reel it in. I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to not expand onto like, you know, what could be inside of a leaf, because that I'm going to get lost in what the hell is inside of that leaf. Like I'm not, you know, and I think that if you're somebody that doesn't think enough, you know, maybe that's the right way for you to write. There's no right way, right? Like for me, I was thinking too much, so I tend to try and simplify things with my words. But do you want some shorter ones, like a few short ones? Is it? Let me know when I'm out of time,
Awesome.
because let me know when I'm out of time, because I got a few more here.
Keep rolling. Yeah.
So these are just like 4 or 5 short ones. I think they're all from a little more time. This one's called Resolution, and it's about resolution, you know, like clearing things up for me. I need to be modest. I need to be mature. I need to be relieved of this underlying feeling that everything that I do is wrong. That's it. Because you know, I think a lot of us, especially those of us that struggle with depression, you know, think that no matter what you do, even if you go, you know, volunteer for an organization and help people, whether you know, become a police, fireman, nurse, you know, like you could do all the right things. You could go back to college, you can get a promotion at work, and like you still have this feeling like everything you do is wrong. So it's like, at what point do I stop trying to do things to fill that void and just accept it? And I still haven't. So that's why I keep writing, to fill the void. But that's it.
I mean, that's something I needed to hear too, because I struggle with that so much. Everything, no matter what, is wrong. And it's not. We just can't get that out of our head sometimes. And that's it gives me like a feeling of hope though, because you know, even though that's how we feel, it doesn't mean it's the reality of what we're doing, right? Because even if what we're saying feels wrong, we're helping people and we're going out there and doing the best that we possibly can. And man, that hit me hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I always tell people, like, you'll know that I'm totally okay and healed when I stop writing. Like, that's when you, because then it'll be all good, right? And there'll be no more reason to like figure things out. So
I will jump in and say we're never done figuring things out.
yeah, I know.
So
I know.
our whole life, you know, how we are now, we'll figure something out new in another week, a month, a year. So I would encourage you to always keep writing.
Yeah.
You know, always keep diving in and writing and looking at who you are now versus who you are in 10 years. And we're always evolving and changing. So remember that. Okay, I'll jump out.
No, that's good. So now gives me the piece that when I'm writing, I'm not doing it to fill a void. So
Healing other people while doing it too. That's the beautiful thing. It's wow.
all right, so this one's another short one. It's called Untitled. And it's either about love, the unknown, or nothing at all. Because if I'm not writing about those two things, like love, the seeking love, not, and I don't mean like romantic, I don't mean relationships, I just mean in general, like things that you love, you know, doing things that you enjoy, anything that could bring love into your life, or make you feel more love. The unknown, because you're trying to figure something out. And if I'm not writing about those two things, like I really shouldn't be writing, because I don't need to expand on all the terrible things that are happening. You know, I don't need to know why, because when you keep asking questions about like, well, why do I hate this politician? Well, why isn't, you know, the environment clean? Well, why? Yeah, those are all things that you should be conscious of and do your part. But like, if you keep going through that tunnel and keep trying to find out what's wrong, you're going to keep finding more things that are wrong. I hate saying you, because I don't know anything. You two might not. but that's what I like. When I start to dig into something, I'll keep going. And it's like, so if I'm going to start to dig into myself and find out about me, like, I don't want to, I'm good. Like, I know what's wrong with me, right? Like, how much more do I need to know? Like, now I need to start figuring out like what things, you know, make me tick.
It's very powerful.
Then another one, Untitled 2, which came right after Untitled 1. As the beauty infiltrates, the pain will look for an escape. And then underneath that, which isn't part of the poem, but it just says, do not sell yourself, be yourself. Because I don't know about you guys, but I got like real sick of like branding like the last 5 years.
God.
Like I got so I got so sick of branding. It was, and I know it's like a necessary part of like people's business and everything, but I got so sick of people becoming like a tagline rather than a human. And yeah, so there's a lot you can find pieces in a lot of my writing where I just like go off about commercialism, and I do the same thing. I have a website, like I have a business.
But Joe, this reminds me of the one I use this line all the time. It's the favorite thing I think you ever told me, and it helps. I think it helps me stay really grounded and always stay authentic through everything. Is like it relates to this, because you always say the best way to be an advocate is by living your best life. Is by being yourself, isn't by going out there and saying a million things. It's by just living in your peacefulest moment, being who you are, accepting who you are. That's the best way to be an advocate, because then someone else sees that and like, oh my God, I could be just like Joe. I could be just like this person. I could be myself, right? And that just reminds me of like the whole branding thing. People try to brand themselves as this and this and this, when all they have to do is be themselves. And that hit me really hard right there, because that's a line that I use to all the students that I talk to. And it helps me so much get through my day to day. So those two kind of correlated in my head.
Yeah. I mean, I think the brand and the audience and the friends and everything will find you if you're just being yourself. Like, if you reach too far to find people that maybe you're not meant to like be with or be in a group with, like I feel like things end up going wrong, and like you overextend yourself, and then there's always holes in those relationships, right? Like it seems like really good for like 3 or 4 months, and then like you never talk to the person again. It's just like, It's like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have reached so far for something that, wasn't meant to be. All right. So this one I just wrote yesterday. I had to check the date on that.
All right, there we go. I like it. New work.
So, new stuff. Yeah, and I was going to have a book come out this month, but I've noticed that I've been writing a lot the last couple of weeks. So I think I might wait until this season ends and then just put everything together. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated. This is Quiet Days Ahead. Somehow we lost a way, disconnected were our hopes and achievements from yesterday to today. We've been losing love, we've been collecting hate, we've been piling up pain. We've been wishing and praying that it all goes away. I used to let this replay in my mind. I used to allow this to make me insane. The weight of the world is not my weight, they say. Who is they? The weight of the world is not my weight, they say. Who are they? That's an interesting question I'll choose to contemplate. I feel patronized from time to time. Obstacles, boundaries, blockages, fences, walls, and no-fly zones all seem to be physical manifestations of places that we won't allow our minds to go. Then I come to realize that some don't even know any other way. Prayers don't go unheard. I believe I heard they say. I'm not a religious man, although I feel more and more secure that there are infinite ways to feel connected to the earth, whether it be via pen, piano, or looking out into the stars. Maybe you turn up your radio and drive around for hours in your car. Maybe I'm happy sitting in my home. Maybe I'm content without ever leaving again. Maybe I'm safe only thinking about love when I write poems. Maybe my heart demanded that I give my mind a rest. Maybe I'm going to fill the Grand Canyon by slowly moving boulders with my pen. What if I replaced my need to always know why, how, where, and when? I promise you that it's not too late. Fear is invisible and it holds no weight. I truly believe that in these quiet days ahead, you will surely find your friend. The end.
Dude, that one took me on a journey.
That was deep.
You will surely. I love the end of it there. Oh my God! I'm like, oh, you want to have a couple tears here, man. Oh,
How's my time?
that was awesome. You want to do another one?
Do you? I got a shorter one. Oh,
Yeah.
what's that?
Yeah.
Short.
I was gonna say maybe one more. 'Cause it's like been 30 minutes.
Oh,
Oh wow!
Oh my
wow.
God!
Okay.
I didn't even realize that.
All right, yeah.
We'll do
All
one
right,
more.
short one. And this one is called The End. So we ended the last one with the end.
Oh wow!
Perfect.
And this one was written on the 21st. So this is kind of, I don't know. I guess whenever stress comes, I start writing, and I guess it's been a stressful couple of weeks. But I would encourage you. I just want to say before we get into, I finish and get into Diana's thing, that if you've ever been scared to write, because that's like the number one thing that I come across. People are like, "Oh, I could never write like that," and like, there is no right way to write. There is no good. There is no bad. Like if something's on your mind, just put it on paper and don't judge yourself, because I don't really think any writer is like good or bad, right? It's like over time you become more and more honest with yourself, and that's all it's really about. So, the end. My hunger has been satisfied. I do not feel full. I do not feel slow. I do not feel old. I do not feel dreadfully and obsessively tired anymore. Perfectly content. My thirst for what's lost has finally been quenched. Today I allowed myself to feel unconditionally accepted. I'm fairly sure that I'll never need anything else again. A new beginning grows out of a seed covered in ash that you previously thought was the end. That's it.
Dude, that is the theme.
Beautiful.
Rising from the ashes right there. Oh, yeah. That was amazing. Let's give you a standing ovation. That was
Thank you.
phenomenal.
Thank you,
Joe,
guys. Thank you, guys.
thanks for the journey.
Thank you.
Take you for a ride.
Oh, my God.
Thank you.
Oh,
Diana, now we got a beautiful outdoor setting in the background, too, huh?
I know.
We're going to go to a yoga mat.
Settings. Yeah, actually,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
going to change it up today. Changing it up, everybody.
Oh.
So I wanted to give you all a really accessible yoga. So we're actually going to sit on a chair or a couch. Is that okay? We change it up? I can't hear.
He's back. He's going back to the
Is that
couch.
okay?
We're good. We're good.
Absolutely.
It's only, I was trying to think of a good stress release type of yoga that is accessible for most people and we can do in a good short amount of time. So we're going to do a little bit of working while we're sitting on a chair. Is that cool? All right, cool. Okay. So I will say, kind of like what Joe just said about writing, I get a lot of people who say they're scared to try yoga or to try any kind of breathing or meditation. So I encourage you to start slowly and start with things that are accessible and easy to kind of grasp. So we're going to do a 2-minute breathing exercise together so we get centered. And this is one that's also pretty accessible and pretty easy for people to kind of start getting into. So the very first thing I'm going to ask you to do is kind of sit up enough so that your feet are flat on the floor. And have your palms be either facing up or facing down in your lap, or you can have them stacked. So get yourself situated, and you're gonna find what's called your little mindful body. So it sounds cheesy, but listen. So you're gonna find the mindful body, meaning you're gonna take into account the physical sensations around you, meaning the space you're in, feeling yourself seated on the seat or the chair, noticing the temperature in the space, any sounds and any smells. So you're using your 5 senses to get grounded into this moment. And then I invite you, you can close your eyes now, or you can bring a downward gaze towards the tip of your nose, a nice gentle downward gaze. And from here, you're gonna just notice your breathing. So you're gonna notice your inhale and your exhale, and you're gonna try to not judge it. So a big piece of mindfulness practice, yoga practice, self-love practice is learning how to acknowledge how you're feeling and what you're thinking and not judge it. Takes a lot of practice, don't worry. So now let's inhale together through our nose, nice and deep, and we're gonna sigh out of our mouth, just letting some stress go. We'll do that 2 more times. We'll inhale through our nose and exhale, sigh out of your mouth, let it go. And 1 more time, we'll inhale through our nose and exhale, sigh out of your mouth and let it go. And just start to notice your feet and how your feet are feeling on the floor. Notice the outer edges of your feet. Sorry, I had to get the dog toy. And send some love towards those feet for holding you up every day and carrying you around on your journey of life. And now you're gonna start to come back to the physical room. So you're gonna start to notice again with your 5 senses, coming back to your physical body. So you're gonna deepen your breath and you're gonna notice the temperature, how your body feels sitting on the chair. You're gonna notice any sounds again. And before you open your eyes, you're gonna wiggle your fingers. Maybe you're gonna wiggle your toes. And then you can gently open your eyes. Yeah. And we're gonna start with some nice neck and shoulder exercises. Because I don't know about you all, but I hold all my tension in my neck and my shoulders. And right now is a pretty tense time in the world. So it's good if we can release some of those muscles. So the first thing you're gonna do is right now actually just inhale your arms up overhead. Don't smack each other on the couch. And exhale, just bring them back down. Just kind of getting the range of your shoulders. So just bring your hands back down. Yeah. And you're gonna bring now 1 ear to 1 shoulder. You can choose which one you wanna start with. You're just gonna gently bring that ear to that shoulder. And you're gonna come back to center, and then you're gonna switch sides. Noticing which one might be a little stiffer than the other. And then come back to center. And now bring chin to chest. So you're gonna bring your chin down to your chest. And you're gonna pause there for a second. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can take your hand to the base of your neck and kind of push down. Yeah, like the base of your skull. One more breath here, then come back up. And now take a moment to do some neck rolls for full range of your neck. So you're gonna do ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. If you feel okay, you could lean back, but you don't have to because that can make you a little dizzy. And if you go one way, make sure you stop and you go the other. So take a moment to kind of do that for yourself. And then find your stillness again in center. And then we're going to shrug our shoulders up to our ears and bring our shoulders back down. And we're going to do that one more time. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears and bring them back down. And now roll your shoulders forward twice and roll them back. Yeah. And then take your hands behind your back and make a fist. And then puff your chest out while you stretch your fist towards the back of the chair. Yeah, just kind of like, hello world, I'm taking over, right? This is a nice stretch for your shoulders though. And then undo your fist, bring your hands back around. And now we're gonna play with a little bit of eagle arms. So I'm gonna try to put the phone down to show you what these look like. So you're gonna bring your hands out to a cactus, like a cactus arm. Yep, and then you're gonna bring your right elbow under your left elbow. Right elbow under left. Yes, you got it. This is not working in the video. And you're gonna start to lift your elbows up slightly and your gaze is gonna be at your forearm. You're getting a huge stretch in your shoulder and you might now fold forward a little bit to get a little deeper of a stretch. Yep. It could feel a little intense. And then come back out and undo those arms and just shake them out, yeah. And if you feel any too many pinches or anything, don't do this, okay? You guys are real shaking them out, all right. So we're gonna switch sides. So take the cactus arms up and now you're doing left elbow under right. Left, oh, yep, you got it. And now your gaze is at the forearms again. And you're gonna lift your elbows up slightly and you maybe fold over a little bit to get a little deeper of a stretch. There you go. And are you breathing? Make sure you're breathing. And when you're ready, come back up, unravel your arms, shake them out. Yeah, there you go. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold over your legs like a rag doll. So you're just gonna kind of fold over those legs and you're gonna grab opposite elbows. Yep, fold over those legs, grab opposite elbows, and maybe you sway a little from side to side. This is a really gentle, well, don't grab your legs, quick, hold on. You're gonna fold over your legs. So your feet are on the floor, you're gonna fold over your knee. And now sway a little from side to side. This helps to release the lower back. And then come back up to sit. Come on up. Now you're gonna bring your right ankle onto your left thigh. Bring your right ankle onto your left thigh. Yep. You're gonna flex your right foot. Got it flexed. And now you're gonna press nice and gently into your right knee with your right forearm. So you're gonna press gently there, trying to sit up straight. This is a huge stretch for your hips. Big stretch. So be gentle with your body, breathe into it. This is a really good stretch to do, by the way, if you're ever sitting a lot or feeling extra stressed. One more breath here. And then you're gonna come back up and just release that leg. We're gonna stand soon, don't worry. And we're gonna switch sides. Let's do left ankle to right thigh. Make sure that left foot is flexed. And you're going to, again, press into that left knee with your left forearm. And you're trying to keep your back straight. So it's kind of like you're trying to remain in alignment and stretch it into that hip. It could be a little tricky. You got this. 2 more breaths here. Big stretch again. And then come on out of it. And what we're gonna do now is you're just gonna kind of stand up and we're gonna shake it out again. You're just gonna shake out your body. Maybe you're gonna do like a little footloose splash dance, foot dance. Yeah, just have fun with it, right? Part of yoga is just having fun. And then find your stillness again. So come stand up. We're gonna stand up. Stand. Yep, we're gonna do one more together, two more poses or so together. So come stand up into your mountain pose. So what that looks like, your feet are going to be hip distance apart. Check your feet. You're going to lift your toes up and put your toes back on the ground. You're going to activate your kneecaps. So you're going to lift your kneecaps. You're going to gently kind of pull your belly button up and in and roll those shoulders back again. Palms are facing me. And your chin is parallel to the floor. There you go. And close your eyes here for a second. And again, tune in with your feet, knowing how supported you are in this moment. You are a strong mountain. You are safe. You are okay. And with your eyes closed for the fun of it, lift your left foot off the floor. Testing your balance. Put that foot back down and lift up your right foot. Keep your eyes closed. And put that foot back down. And we'll play with our tree pose together. So your tree pose is going to be, you're going to put all your weight into your left foot. Okay? Then your right foot is going to come onto the inside of your inner left ankle. So your toes are on the floor. Or you can move it up to the inside of your inner calf. You can't really see here, but yep. Or you can move your foot above your knee joint to the inner thigh. Not on your knee joint though. That will hurt your meniscus. We don't want that. So once you find your tree, you're going to try to raise your branches up. So your arms are going to go up. And maybe you're going to wave your branches. Again, a nice, strong, rooted tree. Yay! And then come on out of your tree. So you're going to come on out. Again, shake it out a little bit, and we'll switch sides just to even out. You're going to put all your weight into your right foot now. And then you're going to lift your left foot. So your left foot can either be inner right ankle, inner right calf, or above your knee joint, inner right thigh. And again, grow your branches up. So maybe you raise your hands up and you shake them around. Shaking up your branches. Beautiful. And then come on back down. Yeah, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. There we go. Okay. So let's do a ragdoll while we're standing. What that looks like is you're just gonna, again, fold over at your waist, over your legs towards the floor, and you're gonna grab opposite elbows again. Yeah, so fold over, grab opposite elbows. You got this. Fold over those legs, and then drop your neck. And let yourself, again, sway a little from side to side. Try to release that neck. There you go. Keep swaying a little bit. And then we're going to flow through one sun salutation, one vinyasa before we wrap up to a nice breathing exercise at the end. So what this looks like, you ready? You're going to stop swaying. You're going to come stand in Tadasana pose. And we're going to do one sun salutation together. You're going to inhale your arms up overhead. And then you're going to fold over again at your waist. Fold on over. Woo! You got this. You're going to plant your palms. Plant those palms on the floor. You're going to have a nice deep bend in your knees. And you're going to step the right foot back and then the left foot back. So you're in a plank pose. And then you're going to lower your knees down, then your chest, then your chin, all the way to the bottom of the mat. You're going to inhale your chest up off the mat. And then you're going to exhale, bring it down. And then on your next inhale, you're going to tuck your toesies. You're going to come through a tabletop or a plank, and you're going to meet us in downward facing dog. So you're going to send your tailbone up to the ceiling and trying to bring belly towards your thighs. You got this. And in your downward facing dog, try to relax your neck as well. Deep breath here. And then you're going to look forward, and you're going to take a slow walk to your hands. Nice and slow walk to your hands. So you're going to have a deep bend probably in your knees, and that's okay. When you get to the top, you're going to inhale by putting your hands on your shins for what's called a flat back. Yep. You're going to exhale, release that. And now you're going to roll up to stand. Woo! You did it. You did your sun salutation. Yeah. And now we'll close this up together. Come sit down one more time, and we'll close up with a nice little breathing practice together. To seal our movement. So find your seat again. Catch your breath. This time you can sit cross-legged if you rather. If you want to sit on the floor cross-legged, or in the couch cross-legged, or your chair, you don't have to. And you're going to start to come back into that mindful body. And we'll do a quick little loving kindness affirmations to ourselves to wrap up. So again, you can close your eyes or bring a downward gaze towards the tip of your nose. And maybe you want to put your right hand onto your heart center. Maybe you stack and put the left hand over the right. You don't have to. And take a nice deep inhale here and exhale again. Let it go. And repeat the following phrases that I say silently to yourself. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be safe. And then bring into your mind somebody that really has been a positive influence in your life. And try not to overthink it. Come to the first person you think of. And we will send these affirmations out to that person. So repeat again silently. May they be healthy. May they be happy. May they be peaceful. May they be safe. And then you're going to just take a moment to breathe here silently. You can remove your hand from your heart if you like. And thinking what, even though this was a short practice, what you can kind of take from it. Maybe it's some playtime for yourself, trying something new, sending yourself loving kindness, and how you can carry that into the rest of your day. And then when you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open and just kind of shake it out again, and you're good. Now you're good to go. You're all yogaed up. You're good to go. You're centered and grounded. Yay!
That was awesome.
Good.
I gotta tell you that I feel a lot better afterwards than I did before.
Yeah, and it's like that was just like what, like 15 minutes. So imagine if you dedicated like 20 minutes. But just showing you though, you could do 5 minutes and feel released, you know, and help your stress and your tension, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, because it's interesting, it's like me and Sean have been doing a lot of like home workouts, a lot of like hardcore like push-ups and stuff, and I realized how tight I was when I was doing all this, you know?
I felt something.
Yeah.
Pop. Yeah, it was a good pop though.
Oh,
I was
no.
right there next to him. He was like, it's cool because this is so like new for me, and I know Sean doesn't do that much yoga. He's a little better than I am. But like I saw Joe, and I saw Joe with the beautiful like whoosh, you know, and it's like it calms you down and allows you to be in like a moment where you don't feel like you're not, even though I'm not good, I feel like I'm not judging myself at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's what's nice about yoga is it forces you to be in the moment because you're trying to match breath to movement, and you're feeling all your feelings in that moment, which is nice, you know?
How were you able, because I've noticed that, you're right, breath to movement, that's, I was getting there sometimes. How do you stay consistent with that? Is there like a magic practice?
That takes practice. Yeah, that's something that comes with time, and it comes with repetition. It's almost like any other sport or muscle memory, right? The more you do it, your body understands it, your mind connects it. So it does come with time. And it does get easier, I think. Right, Joe? Like you've been practicing now a good amount of time.
Yoga or meditation, like in general?
Yoga, like matching your breath to movement.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be like 3 years now, right?
Yeah.
I would say definitely, yeah. Yeah, it's got to be 3 years.
Yeah.
It's still hard, but like
Oh yeah.
it's like you said before, even 5 minutes is good right now.
Yeah.
Don't think that you have to do like an hour-long session or anything. Do anything, take a break.
Mhm.
You know what I do a lot, just like the wrist things that we do on the floor for
Yeah, those are
like
good
at the
too.
beginning of your
Yeah.
sessions. I mean, I'll get
Mhm.
down and I'll just do the wrist and I feel myself breathing into the stretch and I feel so much better. If I
Mhm.
just do wrists and feet, like I seriously feel like a new person after.
Yeah, all these little joints of our body we use all the time and we don't stretch them, you know?
Especially the
Yeah.
wrist, right? From typing and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah. Do
So,
you still
yeah.
do classes on Saturday if people want to get involved in that? Or,
Yeah.
well, I guess after
Over
everything, or is it online at all? Or yeah,
Yeah, right now they're virtual
okay.
on Saturdays at 10 o'clock. And we're doing like a donation base where we donate to a charity. And then I can email that person the link for the class. So, but
Where's
they're
your
hour long still on Saturdays at 10 o'clock.
yeah. It's in White Plains, right? Still. Well, when
Yeah,
you're out, yeah.
when we're back in our physical space, it's at Koi Creative Space in White Plains, on Mamaroneck Avenue.
We have to.
Um,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I
yeah.
went to that one class that was amazing, and today was amazing. I want to learn this. I feel like this is what I'm missing in my life. Honestly, I don't have this type of like I don't know calmness and relaxation. It's
it,
nice.
it changes everything, man. It really it I mean, meditation changed my life like 7 years ago, and then yoga took it to another level. And it's like
Hmm.
those are two of the practices that I learned, like that you start to lose the need for medication. Not that you don't need medication, but like you lose the attachments to the things that you thought were the only things that could help you for a while,
Yeah.
whether it's a vice or meds or going to the doctor or whatever. Like this allows you to just breathe a little bit and realize that,
Yeah.
all right, if all hell broke loose, like you're gonna make it. Like no matter what happens, like you have your breath, and that's important no matter what you're struggling
Hmm.
with, mental, physical.
Especially like right now during these times too, it's even more. It feels even better. It feels like I don't know.
Hmm.
For me, it just feels like it's a thing that like I did meditation yesterday, like a guided meditation kind of, and it was similar to the point where I feel recentered afterwards. I don't feel worn out. I don't feel like my mind. Usually, my vices or what I would do to I guess cope with stress and anxiety would be unhealthy 99% of the
Yeah.
time. And doing this allows me to be like, whoa, this is a totally new thing. I could still do my workouts. I could still do things that I like, but this allows me to be in a different kind of moment, to be more present. And like you said, all you really do need is your breath. And now when I read more of your work, it's like when you combine the two, these make so much sense within each other in a sense,
Yeah.
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
really cool how this all kind of played out today.
It becomes a part of
Yeah.
your life when you practice something. It's practicing yoga is like practicing a sport, or practicing an instrument. Like you get better with time, and it becomes a part of you, and it becomes more natural, and you don't have to read the notes to play the song. Like you just
Right.
go about your day and it just happens.
This is awesome. I can't wait to show Dr. Kelly this, Joe. He's going to love this.
He's the man. How's he doing through all this?
He's doing well. He's doing
Yeah.
well. It's nice. We've been able to. He was actually volunteering down at AFIA. He was actually delivering because he's a doctor. He was delivering masks and getting together donations for his comrades, so to
Oh,
speak.
wow.
And he's a one of a kind guy. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
been helping a lot during this time. And I've been checking in with him just about the virus and everything. And he's been providing a lot of helpful resources and kind of stillness to my own brain with this. So he loves you, man. I'll never forget that first meeting. I doubled it. It was just legendary. It was almost 2 summers ago now, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just hoping that this tournament now happens. That's the big thing. We're hoping that we can't control. I think it's the beauty of this stuff though, is like of yoga and mindfulness and meditation is like,
Hmm.
you know what, you can only control what you can control. Slow down,
Right.
believe, there's worse things that can happen. Slow yourself down. And this allows me to really be at more peace with myself because when things get back to normal, quote unquote, I think this is something that I need to take with me because now I've done this twice in a week and I haven't done this at all before besides that one time I was with you. Diana. I mean, this is cool. This is awesome.
Yeah, and you just start slow. So maybe it's like 5 minutes, a few days a week.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
There we go. And now I have this recorded that I can look back on.
No, and she has good resources on her Instagram too. I feel like right now, I'm not trying to like brand or promote or anything, but I feel like that's kind of like the place. If either of you or even Hot Cutlets Sean wants to, if you guys want to buzz in and like do a live like talk at any point, you know, I feel like people are longing for real conversations now. And I wish that, you know, I think back to when I isolated by myself for a while, it would have been cool to like go places and see, you know, two people having like a calm, peaceful conversation. So if you guys go on there and just buzz me and let me know.
We should do that 100%. I would like to go live. I think that's a great way for us to kind of continue to connect and to get people excited during the day and feeling joyous in a sense and feeling grateful. And just have, like you said, getting out of your own head is so important right now. And this is why it's like, this is the most connected I've been in a while, because we have 4 people here that are, you know, are different people, but on the same wavelength in a sense, you know? And I think that's really cool, because Sean allows me to always laugh, you know, as you see in our videos. He's doing a workout video for us for the foundation.
Awesome.
And, you know, he allows me to laugh, but also allows me to be serious and be focused. And when I come into this space, it's like a sacred space, you know? It's cool. It's unique. Yeah. So, well, thank you guys for doing this, and hopefully
thank you guys.
First of many. I mean, I would be down to do this every week if you guys have time.
Yeah, let me know.
Figure something. Sounds good.
Well, stay legendary. Stay safe.
Right. Great.
Thank you so much for all this. Thanks for making my day.
Thanks for organizing this, man. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
Guys, see you later.
All right, bye.